You ever scroll through your feed, see a picture, and just get this feeling that something is not quite right? Well, in a world where AI can cook up images that look completely real, telling fact from fiction is getting harder every single day. But here's the cool part. A new kind of AI is being trained to spot the fakes, seeing the tiny clues that we'd almost always miss. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's just jump right in with a little test. You're looking at two pictures of a pretty slick sports car. One of them is a 100% real photograph. The other one? Pure AI. So take a second, really look at them. Which one do you think is real?
So, did you make your guess? If you picked the image on the left, you nailed it. But hey, if you had to think about it for a second, you are definitely not alone. The car on the right is completely synthetic. The reflections, the lighting, the background, it's all just data. And this shows you just how big the challenge we're up against really is.
Now, this isn't just some fun little game. The fact that AI can create images this realistic is a huge deal. It's chipping away at our trust in everything we see online, and it's fueling everything from celebrity deepfakes to serious political misinformation. I mean, when you can't believe your own eyes, things start to get pretty shaky, right?
A lot of this magic, or mischief, comes from a technology called a Generative Adversarial Network, or GAN. The easiest way to think about it is like this. You have two AIs. One is an art forger, and the other is an art critic. They're locked in a digital room together. The forger makes a fake, and the critic tries to call it out. They do this over and over, millions of times, until the forger gets so incredibly good that the critic can't spot the fake anymore. These things are literally built to fool us.
Just look at this house. The perfect lighting, the manicured lawn, the clean architecture. It looks totally real. But it's a ghost. This house doesn't exist. The whole neighborhood probably doesn't exist either. A GAN dreamed this up, pixel by pixel. That's just how powerful and convincing this tech has become.
Okay, so if AI is the problem, can AI also be the solution? Well, for a while now, we've had our own digital detectives, other AI models trying to spot the fakes. But the thing is, the forgers are getting way too good, and our old tools are really starting to struggle to keep up. For a long time, our go-to detective has been a tool called a convolutional neural network, or CNN for short. These have been the gold standard, our #1 weapon for sniffing out fakes in the digital world. So here's how a CNN works, and it's actually kind of the problem. Think of it like a speed reader who's just scanning a book for certain keywords. It looks at an image in tiny little chunks, hunting for specific flaws, a weird texture here, a pixel that's out of place there. But these new AI images, they're so clean, they often don't have those obvious little mistakes. The CNN is so focused on the tiny details, it completely misses the big picture.
But what if there was a better way? What if an AI could look at an image completely differently? Instead of hunting for tiny flaws, what if it could understand the entire image all at once? Well, that's where this new approach comes in, and it's actually borrowed from the world of AI language models.
Everybody, meet the Vision Transformer, or ViT, and the big idea here is honestly a game changer. Instead of just scanning pixels, it treats an entire image like it's a sentence. It's literally learning to read the visual language of a photograph.
So here's how it does it. First, the ViT chops the image up into a bunch of little squares, or patches. Think of them like puzzle pieces. Then it turns each one of those little patches into a digital token, basically an image word. And then comes the magic. It looks at all of those words at the same time and analyzes how they relate to each other. It's not just reading the words, it's checking the grammar to see if they all fit together to tell a believable story. This new way of seeing allows these vision transformers to spot what the researchers call long-range dependencies. That's a fancy way of saying it can notice really subtle stuff that doesn't add up. Like, does the shadow on the ground in the bottom right corner actually match the light source that's hitting the tree in the top left? It's those kinds of big-picture inconsistencies that the old models would just fly right past.
So, it sounds great in theory, right? But does it actually work when things get real? To find out, researchers put the Vision Transformer to the ultimate test. They threw it in the ring against a massive library of both real pictures and top-of-the-line AI fakes. And they did not mess around. The dataset they used had 30,000 images. That's a lot. And it was split perfectly down the middle, half real, half AI generated. This was going to be the ultimate digital showdown. So, what was the verdict? Well, I think the research paper says it best. The scientists concluded that, and I'm quoting here, the ViT model attains a high level of accuracy, outperforming traditional CNN-based approaches.
Basically, our new detective passed the exam with flying colors.
And if you look at the results here, it becomes super clear. The old CNN methods did okay. They weren't terrible, but the vision transformer's ability to see the whole picture, to understand that visual grammar, gave it a massive advantage. It was just way, way more accurate at telling the real deal from the digital forgery.
So, a new AI is better at spotting fakes. That's a really cool piece of tech, for sure. But what does that actually mean for us, in the real world? Why does this matter?
Let's break it down. Well, it means we have a much better weapon to fight back against the tidal wave of misinformation and nasty deepfakes. It means that people in journalism and even in courtrooms can have a more reliable way to check if digital evidence is legit. At the end of the day, this is all about defending the basic integrity of what we see online and making sure we stay at least one step ahead in this crazy technological arms race. But let's be real for a second. This is not the end of the story. Not even close. This is a huge win for the good guys, no doubt. But the AI that creates these fakes is getting smarter literally every day. It's a constant cat and mouse game. As the forgers get better, our detectives have to get better too.
So maybe the next time you're scrolling and some incredible photo makes you stop dead in your tracks, you'll pause for just a moment. And you might just ask yourself, is this picture telling a complete story? Or has somebody forgotten to check its visual grammar?